So, if there was a group of young people who didn't know Christ or believe in God, what would you tell them?
Well, take time to explain to them. You can't just give a sentence and that's it.
Well, not a sentence. Maybe they're sitting here and you're going to talk to them about it to plant the seed.
Yeah.
What would it be? What would you tell them?
My experience with the Lord,
What?
His reality in my life, when I start trusting Him and believing His Word and acting on His Word.
Was there a moment that stands out to you that was more important, like I guess a crossroads, where you made a conscious choice to follow Him, or?
Oh, it's so long ago, I have to really think about it.
Do you remember your salvation story?
That's why I say I gotta think about it. Right now my mind is blank.
If
Trying to think, where did I hear it, where it registered?
I remember you used to think there was a woman when you'd get on the bus at this one house. The bus stop was in front of this house, and you used to swear that that woman used to pray over you, and that's why you ended up knowing God and getting saved. You don't remember?
I wouldn't doubt it though, because I know that I've done the same thing over late. Somebody I don't even know on my heart to pray for.
Is there anything lately that you feel like God is impressing on your heart?
My mind's a blank. I don't have much connection with people or anything.
Well, He still lays things on our heart to pray for,
Well, yeah.
or gives us...
Now, that I pray for missionaries that go out all over the world, that they have the understanding from the Lord to be able to minister the culture that they go to. Because, you know, everybody's culture is different in different countries. And I pray for that a lot.
Do you ever have any dreams that God gives you, or any visions? No?
I think I've had visions, but I don't recall them right off the top of my head.
Is there anything you could say about faith? Or freedom? Or breaking strongholds?
Well, like praying for you guys when you were kids, there were strongholds in different ones of your lives. I'd pray about that. Whatever they were, I don't remember now.
Well, what if someone was struggling with something, but is saved, but still can't seem to break free?
Well, if the Lord showed me that and laid a burden on my heart, I'd be praying for him. However He showed me to pray for him.
But there's nothing you could... advice you could give them, or guidance?
Well, everybody's different, so it would depend on what their problem was and their thinking.
Do, especially parents who have children who act out and filled with anger and rebellious,
I got lots of experience with that.
is there any advice you could give a parent going through that? Having, maybe been through it a wee bit with...
All I gotta I do think about how I treated my mother, and that's, I know it was hard on her, because I was really rebellious. And I know as a parent now that the best thing you can do is just love them and pray for them. Ask the Lord for wisdom to know what, if anything, you should say or do. Because most of the time you make them stand stronger in rebellion against you when you try to straighten them out. I've learned to go to the Lord for the wisdom to know how to, tell parents to ask the Lord to show them what to mostly pray for. Because if you try talking with them, forget it.
Yeah, we dig in our heels. So can you tell them that there's evidence that by prayer your children can change and be set free?
Well, yeah, you. Since they didn't know me when I was a kid. She's just like I was. Made me really appreciate my mother. It's amazing how you have a kid like you where you just really does make you appreciate what you put your poor mother through.
Luckily, it gave you a good child with Charlotte in between Rick and I.
Well, Rick, when he was little, was a real blessing. Just when he went to service and got involved with other perspectives or whatever. But Rick was always, ever since he was a kid, he was very caring, very sensitive, very aware of other people and where they were coming from, which was a real blessing. Was hard for him, for a guy to be sensitive and to have a daughter like Chantel. It was so neat. She used to call me every day and talk to me, and then she just reached the point where rebellion.
No, that's not being able to cope. She wasn't able to cope with memory issues.
It's hard when you really care for somebody, and then especially when you had a real close relationship with them, to turn away and get involved with issues that are totally the opposite.
She loves you very much.
Like I say, she used to call me every day. And then she got involved.
No, that wasn't. She was still talking and getting counseling from you through it all. She just had issues with you not remembering, like 2 hours later you'd send her a text. Why don't you call me, when she'd just gotten done talking with you? So she couldn't cope with that.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. But she loves you very much.
Oh, it's good to hear. Yeah, it was really neat. Calling me every day. Talking for a long time. She did that.
Yeah. Okay. I love you.
Don't know why.
Because
That could be a pain in the butt.
like I never was. you're the one who, the reason why I have a strong relationship with God and with Jesus and changed was because I watched you in your search and longing to become closer with God and Jesus, to understand them, to know them more. I watched you change.
Oh.
You showed me through your actions what it meant to have a real relationship with God and with our Savior. And what it means to be born again is to die to self and be born again in Him with His Spirit. But you're still, the characteristics He gave us is still there. We're still us. But it's dying to that sinful nature. And it was your walk that was a living example and spoke more than any words you ever said.
Well, that's the way it should be, actually.
And you fought for me, even if it meant fighting me. Because I was my own worst enemy. Yeah, I was my own worst enemy.
No joke.
And you fought the school system when they tried to say I was retarded. And you're like, no, she just has issues. You fought them in not doing the medications for the ADHD, the hyperactivity. You did it naturally. I mean, being born ill and so many years of so many sicknesses and diseases, you fought for the holistic way when it wasn't trendy at all and looked at as like witchcraft. So, yeah, you taught me what it meant to be a mother, to be selfless, to be giving, but most importantly, to be faithful and to strive to get closer to God. And strive to truly understand what Yeshua did for us on that cross.
Things that are going on you're not even aware of that you're doing. And how it's affecting others.
Well, I'll never forget, Dylan looked at me one day and he's like, how come you know how to be such a good mom and my mom doesn't? And I was like, well, how do your grandparents treat your mom? And he was like, not good. It's like, well, you've met Grandma. How does she treat me? Different. And he said, yeah, I'm doing everything I do for you is what my mom did for me. So she taught me how to be a good mom.
Well, that's interesting that Dylan was...
He was 10. He was very aware. He was like Rick, very sensitive, very aware. And then it's weird. They get older and become adults and it's like all that awareness, all that sensitivity is gone. And
Well, I believe they'll get it back as they mature
yeah.
in their relationship with the Lord.
Well, it's just so much anger and wounds and unforgiveness and bitterness. It really does change us and affect us. No wonder why, God's like, forgive.
Mm-hmm.
Let go of that anger and bitterness. Do not go to bed with that anger in your heart because...
That's true. That's so important. It just destroys you. It ruins your personality, everything. And there's not a breath of air stirring out there.
Yeah, it's a wee bit humid. Well, I love you.
I'm glad you do.
I'm glad you love me. Thank you for not killing me.
You're lucky. Because my mother didn't kill me. Although I know she was tempted to a lot of times. You have made me appreciate my mother when I did to her. We're just so self-centered sacks of shit when we're kids growing up. But that's the way human nature is. That's why we gotta be born again. Receive the Lord's nature, mercy and forgiveness.